Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready because this week is going to be an absolutely massive week for the stock market. We have a lot of companies reporting earnings such as Tesla, Netflix, Snapchat. We got to break down a lot of companies in this video, and we have to go over the markets, the futures, which right now they're green. We got to break those down, so sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, and before we dive into the video, make sure to get your free money from Moomoo. You guys get 10 stocks, each of which could be valued all the way up to $2,500. All you got to do is use that link down below, deposit at least $100, and boom, you get your free stocks. And you could also get 6 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. Those are linked down below as well. And with that being said, cheers, guys. Let's dive right into the video. So it's currently 6:15 on the East Coast. The markets just opened up, or well, the futures market just opened up about 15 minutes ago. And as of now, we have the S&P futures up 0.2%, as you guys can see here. Looks like the Russell futures / RTY, those are up about 0.2% as well. The Dow futures are up, or actually that's the NASDAQ. NASDAQ futures are up 0.4%, as we have the Dow futures up, it seems, about 0.05%. So pretty much the Dow futures are at break even. So right now, although this could easily flip-flop overnight, I mean, we've seen this happen time and time again. As of now, I mean, the futures are green. So I guess that is a pretty good, it's a decent sign. I mean, it's a sign that the green from last week could be continuing. But again, don't get too excited, guys, because the futures could easily flip-flop overnight. So when it comes to SPY, let's quickly go over what I'm looking at, levels, key levels, and on triple Q. SPY, we're right at the top right now of the wedge on the 20-day chart. This is what I'm seeing here, and I've talked about this a lot on the channel. And on Thursday and Friday last week, you guys can see SPY made up a lot of ground. From 371, it bounced off the bottom of the wedge, and it got all the way to pretty much 385, which is the top of that wedge. So currently 385 to about 386, I'm going to say, is a huge level. I mean, going up to 390 as well. If we get out of there, if the bulls get out of 390 on SPY, that's where we could get a breakout. And by breakout, I mean we could be gaining some, headway towards maybe 415, 420 bucks, which you guys can see here on the 4-hour chart. That was the high from, that was a big level of resistance back in the end of May, early June. So for triple Q, what am I looking out for? Well, I'm going to be watching on this 20-day chart roughly 295 and 300 bucks. Mostly 295. That's the top here of the wedge on this time frame. So if we crack above 295 and especially 300, which you guys can see, that's where we peaked on the 27th of June, roughly 300. If those levels break, going now to the 4-hour chart, we can see potentially a move towards 315, maybe $320, $25, which is where we were beginning of June, late May, also in the early days of May. So we could start gaining momentum, guys, but we're not there yet. And just because the futures are green, you guys can't get too excited because, like I said already in this video, that could flip-flop easily. So set your alerts. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning. I'll make a morning video for my Patreon members. Shameless plug. I post morning videos every single day on Patreon, and you get a bunch of other exclusive perks. If you guys want to check that out, use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, let's dive over to Webull and see what's going on when it comes to good old cryptocurrency. So currently, crypto, let's see here, Bitcoin is down. Oh, wow, Bitcoin's down 1%, roughly sitting at 20,900, so it's slightly under 21,000 when I'm filming this video, guys. And we have Ethereum, which is right, I think last I checked at 11. There it is. It's at 1,350 bucks. Oh my goodness, I just realized Ethereum's been making a big move lately. So Let's go over what I'm seeing here. Number one, Bitcoin is still in that channel, horizontal channel. It has not yet breaking out, however you want to say it, guys. We're still under 21,750, 22,000, 22,500. We failed getting out of there. But Ethereum on the flip side, going back to that chart, it is breaking out, guys. This is a good sign for the bulls. And I mentioned this. If Ethereum starts breaking 1250. I mean, did I not say this, guys? Call me crazy. Did I not say this? 1250, 1275, especially 1300, there's going to be a big move coming. And lo and behold, we hit 1400, over 1400. Now we're pulling back. We're consolidating in the mid 1300s. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another big pop. And let me show you, if we pull up, let's say, this daily chart right here, you guys can see on the upside where Ethereum could be going. The next big gap to fill, I'd say, is towards roughly 1650, 1700. Now, is it going to get there in a straight shot? Not necessarily, but if we do get hot in the next couple of days, that's where we could be going, especially if the stock market starts going green, because we all know, well, continues the green from Thursday, Friday, because we all know stocks, crypto, they're very correlated, right? So Ethereum's looking good. Overall, in the grand scheme of things, it's still in a downtrend. That's still clear here, but in terms of a continued rally, maybe a short-term continued rally, I think it looks pretty decent. Maybe upwards of 1500, 1550, 16. If it really gets stretched, maybe 1700 is where this could go on some sort of rally. So what do you guys think? Seriously, I want to know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you're finding value in this video, as always, hit that like button for me. It really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, let's talk about 10 stocks, and we're going to break down a lot of numbers in this video, average EPS estimates, revenue estimates, when these earnings are, my thoughts on the companies very briefly. So let's just dive into it. The first one is good old Tesla, guys. So we all know Elon Musk, Tesla. He's he does a good job of being in the forefront of everybody's minds, right? He's always in the limelight. And now with Twitter, which Twitter's reporting this week, he's even more in the limelight with everything going on. So Tesla's reporting this week on the 20th, which is on, I believe, a Wednesday. Their average revenue estimate is looking to be $17.28 billion, up 44% year over year. So Tesla, year over year, sure, their revenue slowly, the growth is slowing down a little bit, but still mid-40s year over year, estimated, by the way, guys, these are all estimates. That's not too bad. And we all know at this point we're most likely in a recession, not officially yet, but in my opinion, we're in a recession. Tesla might suffer a little bit, but the fact that 44% is still their growth year over year projected, if they do end up doing about $17 billion, that's pretty solid. So right now, what we're noticing here is a wedge on Tesla here on pretty much since the end of May, early June. Here on the 4-hour chart, you guys can see it. We've been making ever so slightly, we've been making higher lows, 617, 650, 660, 665, but we're also making lower highs, right? So we're in this wedge, you guys can see, and based on last week's trading, Friday, we had about a 1% green day, nothing crazy, but it was very significant because we ended up closing above the moving averages, and we got a golden cross on Friday. So this might continue, and we all know how Tesla goes for the most part, right? There's a lot of excitement around earnings, and me personally, I'm not going to buy and gamble and hold through earnings, but I might play on that excitement prior to earnings. Monday, Tuesday, there could be more upside in this. We could be moving mid-700s, high 700s. Do not be surprised if that ends up happening. So Tesla, we got to watch it. Netflix is another one which, guys, have you not seen what's happened the last two times Netflix has reported earnings? Do you not remember this? Back in January, the stock was $515. They reported earnings. The stock went down to $360. And then back in April, the stock was $360. They reported it went under $200, and we're still under $200. Even though on Friday, Netflix went up 8%, we're still under $200 at $190 a share. And they report earnings this upcoming week, which kind of, well, it doesn't scare me. I'm not going to say that because I don't own Netflix. Quite honestly, I could care less, but it's going to be interesting because, again, we've tanked the past two earnings reports. Is it going to happen again? I mean, could this thing possibly get any worse? Which I think it could potentially, but I don't know. What do you guys think? And you got to realize and play devil's advocate and think on the flip side. If they end up surprising, I mean, there could be a meteoric run in a big run, $230, $250. it could start coming back up. So it's for me, it's a 50-50 at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if it saw a bit of a spike, if we saw a bit of a surprise on earnings, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it went down another 10-15%. Maybe not 30-40%, maybe not that extreme, but if it went down 10%, 15% again, all right, I wouldn't be surprised. And I almost forgot to mention, they report on the 19th, which is on Tuesday. An average revenue for them is looking to be $2.96 average, or rather, average EPS is $2.96. Average revenue is $8.04 billion, which is up 9.5% year over year. So Netflix, their growth has clearly come down. Their best growth days are most likely behind them at this point, guys. And Snapchat is also reporting, ticker symbol SNAP. They report on the 21st, which is on Thursday. Average EPS -1 penny, so they're going to lose money. Potentially, that's the projection here on the quarter. And average revenue is looking to be $1.14 billion, which is up 35% year over year. Pretty good in my opinion. 35% growth year over year. And we all know Snapchat has been obliterated. This stock was over $55 a share in November, and it almost got under $10 here a couple of weeks ago in the middle of June. It got to $11.88. Now we're at $13.50. So this is one that, kind of like I said with Netflix, it's gotten hit so badly. And, previous quarters we've tanked. When was that? Actually, no, 2 quarters ago, the thing ran up like crazy, but then it ended up tanking a few weeks later. And it's just been on a downtrend for months at this point. If they end up surprising somehow, which is possible, don't be surprised if we get some sort of move past 15, 16, hence why my alert is right around $16 a share. So watch out for Snapchat. We also have Twitter this week. Going back to what I said with Elon Musk, this guy is always in the news. He's a marketing genius, right? Twitter up 4% on Friday, but I would not be surprised if that easily got reversed to down 4% after they reported, because I just can't, well, maybe they did have a good quarter because of the whole Elon situation, but I don't know. I would not be banking on Twitter stock to do well in the short term or the long term for that matter. And for me, I just have my popcorn out. I'm watching the whole thing go down with Elon and the litigation now. Are they going to back out? What's going to happen? This, that, the third. So they report on the 22nd, which I believe the 22nd is a Friday. I think that's Friday. Yeah, average revenue is looking to be $1.32 billion for them, up 23.8% year over year. And I don't have the EPS number, but judging off their past 2 quarters, they did 33 cents 2 quarters ago, 90 cents the previous quarter, so they might be profitable. We shall see, guys. And again, I just have my popcorn out for this company. I'm not looking to buy it, not looking to short it either. I'm not looking to trade it. I just don't want to be a part of it. But again, I'm going to be watching Elon Twitter, from the sidelines to see how things end up playing out. And as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, if you have any input here. So BAC, Bank of America, we had the banks report, some banks report. Last week, we had JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo. We had Citigroup, which went crazy. Now we have Bank of America this week. Friday, Bank of America went up 7%, and they report on Monday, tomorrow morning. They report in the morning, and we shall see, guys. Well, is this okay? Are we getting the positive already priced in at this point? It went up 7% on Friday, so if they report, is it going to disappoint and the stock crashes, or are we still going to see a surprise beat in the numbers? Maybe that's not priced in. The stock starts moving up even more. So I don't know. I'm kind of at a point here with BAC where I don't want to get caught in a bull trap, right? You notice here, this has been in a downtrend since the beginning of February, and the 180 SMA, the gold moving average, we have not broken out of that since the beginning of February. So I'm not convinced this time is the time, unless we get some crazy blowout in numbers like we got with Citigroup, which Citigroup is ripping. This actually did break out of the 180 moving average. So let's see, guys. BAC is tomorrow morning. I'm going to be watching that. Average EPS 78 cents, revenue $22.67 billion, up about 4% year over year. Those are the estimates here. We also have IBM this week. They're tomorrow. Yeah, IBM's tomorrow as well. And look at this. This looks like a wedge. We called it out recently. It hasn't played out per se yet, but it's probably getting to the point where we have earnings this week. is got to play out. We got to pick a direction, right? Whether we end up dumping under this wedge, maybe back down under 140, 35, 130, or are we going to break out? Are we going to take out 141 to 142 and a half and start moving to the mid-high 140? So IBM, again, tomorrow on the 18th is when they report. Average EPS is looking to be 78 cents on average revenue. Let's see here, of $15.19 billion, which is going to be down 19% year over year. So that's not good. But of course, a lot of that's priced in. This is not like it's unknown information that the markets don't already know, right? But yeah, pretty much with IBM, I'm just looking at, direction. Do we break through the top, bottom, of the wedge? Let's see what we do. J&J, good old Johnson & Johnson, they're reporting on the 19th, which is on Tuesday. They have average EPS looking at, $2.57 on average revenue of $23.81 billion, up 2.2% year over year. So not much growth for IBM, or J&J, but I guess it's better than the 19% down that we're going to potentially see here from IBM. So J&J, 2.2% growth year over year. And what are we seeing here on the chart, guys? We are seeing an inverse head and shoulders, clear as day. Left shoulder head, right shoulder. We're slightly above the moving averages. And I think if we take out this little downtrend that we have on maybe this 20-day, yeah, you'll see it. Look at this. If we crack above this downtrend here, the downtrending channel, let me draw it out quickly. Boom, you guys see that. If we start moving out of, let's say, $180 on J&J, that is where the right shoulder, going back to that inverse head and shoulders, that's where it could really start gaining some steam, right? So I just put my alert at 180. We shall see what it does from there. And guess what, guys? We also have the airlines this week. Well, a couple of airlines. We have United Airlines, we have American Airlines, and both of those are on the 21st, which I believe is on Thursday, right? So UAL went up 2.5% Friday. They report on the 21st. Average revenue for them is looking to be a little bit above $12 billion. And you guys can see right now we're at a big resistance on UAL, right around $40. So I'm going to set my alert right there, $40 a share, and we're going to see what it ends up doing from there. We also have, like I said, American Airlines, which they're right at a big resistance, $15 a share. If that breaks, we could start moving 18, 19, $20. So AAL, we have earnings 21st, like I said, and the average EPS for them is 77 cents on average revenue of $13.41 billion, which, brace yourselves, guys, and this doesn't really surprise me. It shouldn't surprise you either, but that revenue, $13.41 billion, that's going to be up about 80% year over year, which makes sense, right? A lot of more traveling this year than last year, and last year than the year before. You guys know that, right? So we also have Lockheed Martin, and this is the last one we're going to break down in this video. If you guys stuck till the end, you're awesome. Let me know in the comments, and maybe we'll talk. There's a couple on the honorable mention list, so stick on throughout here. A couple more minutes, guys. We have Lockheed Martin. They report on the 19th, Tuesday, probably pre-market. Let me double check. Yeah, pre-market on Tuesday. Their average EPS is looking to be $6.90 or 39 cents rather, on average revenue of $16.05 billion. And what are we noticing here, right? Look at this, clear as day. LMT is at the bottom of this downwards channel. It's pretty much been downtrending for a good, I'd say, when was that? Ever since the invasion occurred, I think, right? The end of February, yeah, end of February, early March, and it's crazy looking at this stuff in hindsight, right? February, early March is when the defense, or Lockheed and a bunch of the other ones, Raytheon, I think, a bunch of these ended up peaking at that point, and they've been selling off since. But I believe there's going to be some sort of relief rally potentially here on Lockheed, anywhere from, let's say, $380 to $390. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm looking at. And let's see Raytheon, RTX, same thing, right? Yeah, pretty much peaked at the end of March. Barely ran up a little bit more than that in the end of April, but either way, it's slowly been on the decline here. So some honorable mentions. We have SAM, which is ticker symbol SAM, Boston Beer Company. This stock has been obliterated. If you guys have seen this thing, it was at 1350 back in April of 2021, so not even a year and a half ago, and now it just hit 287. So this stock has come down a whopping 80%. And some people say, and I've even done research on it myself, and I tend to agree with this, this is at a good value now, right? I'm not saying it's bargain basement. I'm not saying it can't go lower. It could definitely go lower. But I'm saying I looked at the numbers. I think it's at a decent value right now. We'll just leave it at that. And they report on the 21st. So I'm going to be watching them. If they go down under 300 again, I might have to buy back my shares. And this is a long story. We're not going to get into it in this video. But I used to own SAM, I think in the low 400s. I got out of it with a little profit. Now it's come down a lot more. And again, we're not going to dive into why I did that, what I'm looking to do in this video, but just know in the future, I might be buying back into this thing. If it gets under 300, maybe under 250 somehow, I'm going to be looking at it. Another one is Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers. This one's been downtrending. They report on what? The 19th. They report in 2 days after the market on Tuesday. We also have good old AT&T this week. AT&T is on, let's see here. And by the way, guys, we're going to break all these down during the week when they actually report, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't done that already. AT&T is on the 21st, so we're going to be watching that. Of course, Domino's Pizza. You guys can see Domino's is right at a big resistance, 410. I think if that breaks, we could start moving mid-high 400s. That's the next gap that I'm seeing here. So I don't want to drag this video on too long, guys. I guess that's it. Good time. It's a good time to wrap it up. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Have a great week this week. Good luck. Don't forget to get your 10 stocks from Moomoo and your 6 stocks from Webull. Those are linked down below. Literally free money, guys. And you could also join my Patreon if you want all my buys, sells, call-outs, everything I'm doing in real time. Exclusive content, morning videos, all of that is linked down below on Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.